You know that person who says they hate drama, but somehow always finds themselves in the center of it? The friend whose life is a constant soap opera of relationship chaos, work conflicts, and family feuds. Maybe that person is you. Maybe you tell yourself you want peace, but when things get too quiet, you feel restless. I'm Bear, and today I'm going to explain why some people are addicted to chaos, and why your brain might be wired to crave the very drama you claim to despise. Drama isn't just emotional chaos, it's biochemical chaos. When you're in the middle of conflict, crisis, or controversy, your body releases stress hormones, adrenaline, cortisol, and norepinephrine. These chemicals create a heightened state of awareness. Your heart races, your senses sharpen. Everything feels more intense and immediate. For some people, this becomes addictive. Just like gamblers chase the rush of a big win, drama addicts chase the rush of emotional intensity. Calm feels flat by comparison. Normal life feels like sleepwalking. The stress response meant to help you survive genuine threats becomes the only time you feel truly alive. Many drama addicts were raised in chaotic environments. If your childhood was unpredictable, if peace was rare and conflict was common, your nervous system learned to equate chaos with normal. When you grow up in instability, your body remembers chaos as home. Children from unstable homes often develop hypervigilance, constantly scanning for the next crisis, the next emotional explosion. This survival skill doesn't disappear in adulthood. Instead, it morphs into unconsciously creating the very chaos you learn to navigate. You're not sabotaging your life, you're recreating what feels familiar. Our culture confuses intensity with meaning. We think passionate relationships require constant conflict. We believe great art comes from great suffering. We romanticize the tortured artist, the tumultuous love affair, the dramatic life. Social media amplifies this by rewarding extreme emotions with attention and engagement. But intensity isn't depth. Chaos isn't passion. Drama can feel meaningful because it demands your full attention, but it's often meaningless noise disguised as profound experience. Real depth comes from sustained connection and genuine intimacy, but these feel boring to someone addicted to emotional extremes. Here's something counterintuitive. Drama addicts often crave drama because it gives them an illusion of control. When you're the one stirring the pot, at least you know when the explosion is coming. Predictable chaos feels safer than unpredictable peace. If you create the crisis, you can also manage it. This shows up in relationships where someone picks fights just to feel something or to test the other person's commitment. It appears in workplaces where people create unnecessary urgency to feel important. The drama becomes a way to influence your environment when other areas of life feel powerless. Drama is magnetic. It draws people in, creates stories, generates reactions. For someone who felt invisible or neglected, being at the center of drama can feel like finally mattering. The chaos becomes an identity. You become the one with the crazy life, the one things always happen to. This attention, even negative attention, feeds a deep need for significance. Every crisis becomes proof that you're important, that your life matters, that you're worth talking about. Without the drama, you fear becoming forgettable, ordinary, irrelevant. Psychologist Stephen Karpman identified a pattern called the drama triangle. In any dramatic situation, people rotate between three roles: victim, rescuer, and persecutor. The victim feels helpless and seeks rescue. The rescuer swoops in to save the day. The persecutor creates problems or assigns blame. Drama addicts unconsciously move between these roles, often in the same conversation. They'll play victim to get sympathy, switch to rescuer to feel needed, then become persecutor when they feel unappreciated. This triangle keeps drama alive because it ensures someone is always suffering and someone is always needed. Modern life can feel mundane. We're not hunting for survival or fleeing from predators. We sit in offices, follow routines, live predictable lives. For brains wired for stimulation, this can feel insufferable. Drama becomes artificial adventure, manufactured meaning in an otherwise ordinary existence. Think about how many people are drawn to true crime podcasts, reality TV drama, or social media controversies. We're spectators to others' chaos because our own lives lack excitement. When you become the source of your own drama, you're creating the stimulation your brain craves. So, how do you break free from chaos addiction? First, recognize that drama is a drug, and like any drug, going cold turkey feels uncomfortable. When you stop creating chaos, life will feel flat for a while. Your brain will interpret calm as depression because it's so used to intensity. Start by identifying your triggers. What emotions or situations typically lead you to create drama? Boredom, loneliness, powerlessness? Once you know your triggers, you can find healthier ways to address the underlying needs. Practice sitting with peace. When life is calm, resist the urge to shake things up. Notice the discomfort without acting on it. Learn to find meaning in ordinary moments instead of manufactured crises. Replace artificial drama with authentic intensity. Pursue challenging goals that create natural adrenaline. Exercise intensely. Take up rock climbing or martial arts. Channel your need for stimulation into growth rather than chaos. Develop deep relationships built on genuine intimacy rather than conflict. Real connection is actually more intense than drama because it requires vulnerability and presence. But it's sustainable intensity, not the boom-bust cycle of chaos. Drama addiction is understandable. It serves real psychological needs for intensity, control, attention, and stimulation, but it's an expensive drug. It costs relationships, opportunities, peace of mind, and genuine growth. Peace isn't boring when it's chosen consciously. Calm isn't empty when it's filled with genuine connection and purpose. You don't need drama to feel alive. You just need to remember what aliveness feels like without the chaos. And that, surprisingly, is where the real intensity lives.